Hello everyone and welcome to Power Playground. This is your host Michael, and today I'm just going to be doing another little project vlog slash update here. Today what I'm going to be doing is I am updating the studio. As you can see, it is in a mess. The computer is unhooked, jillions of cables everywhere. Of course, the workstation is good, as you see in the e-bike battery videos. More of those to come. I got a second video coming along the way, although I'm probably gonna have to wait on a few more parts for that, just because they're coming in from like China and whatever. So that's gonna take a bit. So that series will be on hold after the second video comes out. The 3D printer is coming along well. It is almost finished. I keep saying that, but I'm serious this time. Probably gonna be working on that tonight once I get the studio reorganized. Of course, I got a new lens. If you haven't noticed in the previous videos, a 10-18, more of a wide angle, good for this vlogging type stuff, as well as capturing the wide angle shots here. So pretty neat. But yep, still a lot of things to go. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this light rack system up here. It's I'm still debating on if I need it or not, just because of the way I have the new desk lined up. That desk in the center, I'm probably gonna move that around so I can put more like cameras and stuff and easily rig everything up. But yeah, it's still just all a work in progress here. But yeah, the desk, I like the new setup here. Good L shape going on. A lot more room over here, even though it takes up less room in the studio space, which is nice. And this desk is used. It used to just be like a storage desk where I just plop crap on and forgot about it, and then of course I'd lose everything. But no more. I will be using it as a functional desk to actually work on projects and do things like that. So yep, pretty cool. Battery progress. These are ones that are charged up. These are ones that are gone. And then of course down there we have a bunch of dead cells, like 70 or so. Yeah, I've got about 260 cells total, and I've gone. This is like this is the last pack I need to actually disassemble. Also, the BMS came for the bike. Awesome.
6.5 hours later.
I have gotten my computer set up, taken care of here. Dismantled the studio framing lighting. I just wanted to be able to place my lights in a dynamic setting. So right now everything's definitely not really put together all that well. What I'm gonna be doing here now is I have the overhead rig. I'm gonna be using it in conjunction with this workbench, just because definitely want to get some overhead shots while I'm doing projects on this here. So this will be like my main work area. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this desk ultimately. I just have it as like a shifting around desk to get in certain shots. Probably will keep it in this corner for the most part. I might make this area my green screen area for some future projects, stuff like that. Not 100% sure at this moment what I'm going to do with all of this space. But so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to desk mount this LCD. Basically, I lost it, but alright, so we got a pretty largest bolt. Let's grab a washer. There we go. Now what I'm going to do, of course we have this arm, and then this little guy will be sticking up at the top of the desk, like so. So I'll probably stick in this corner here somewhere, like somewhere along here. And then of course we'll have this articulating arm for the LCD. And HDMI cable will tangle up to the actual where the camera is so I can preview it. Just as like a live preview while I'm doing shots. Gonna try to make it out of the way as possible. I may put it up here just for accessibility. Let's go ahead and set this up. Might as well do the old test fit. Hey, there we go. That's an easy way to clear chips. Need to take it out because that's the wrong way. So gonna go ahead and get the washer here. Get our hammer's just the easiest way. AKA dead hard drive. Alright, that's pretty snug there. Where'd my little spacer go? This is a common problem with my projects here. You see, the main reason I redo the studio so often is because I'm trying to find like a perfect balance of like organization to where I don't have to keep screwing with my space in order to make it work with my workflow here. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. Okay, I know I got an idea. But essentially, this new rearrangement gives me a lot more space. I always seem to constantly rearrange my workspace and setup. And then of course I usually move out before I even get it like to where I want it. So there we go, okay. So that worked out pretty well. Yep, there we go. It's get receiving power. So there we go, good little project done. I've been blazing through this studio pretty quickly here, although I have been doing it for a while. I'm gonna show you all a little trade secret I have here. I gotta find my graphing paper first. What you'll be need for this particular thing here is you'll need a tape measure, you'll need an X-Acto knife, and a pen or pencil. Doesn't really matter. So what you do here essentially is you plot out your room. Now I'm just gonna use a little example. So I got like a little studio. This is pretty similar to what mine is designed like here. A little bit bigger on this side, or a little smaller I guess. And it comes out. And what you want to do is each block will represent a foot or like 2 feet. Depends on how big of a space we're dealing with here. But I'm just going to go ahead and do a foot just for a little experiment. So this will be our room. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll say it's 10 foot. And then on this side it's 5. And then, excuse my terrible handwriting, 6. So what you want to do here is you'll want to mark any doors. So let's say that's a door. Might be a little bigger than that, but just go ahead and do this little marker number here. So there's a door right there. Hey, there's like a door over here essentially. So you just kind of mark it with like a little, I don't know, just you use 2 little notches, or you can just do this number here, something like that. Well, there's a sliding door, so I won't do that. But there you go, you have the basic idea. It's like a floor plan. So what you do is you measure up like your desks, like this one right here with 2 foot by 5 foot, and you're gonna draw a little graphical representation here. So we got 2 foot by 5 foot. So there's our little desk. Let's say we have like a shelf, it's like 2 foot by 1 foot, and then like a chair 1 foot by 1 foot, or like a really small stool or something like that. So then what you do is you just slightly slice these little pieces of furniture out. So then, before you even waste your time moving your stuff around, feng shuiing it as they say, you can figure it out ahead of time. So, hey, I want to put my desk right there, put my chair right here, put my shelf, and you can just, you can do this with all your furniture or anything that really takes up space, and just move it all around, shift the pieces around to where you'd like, and it'll give you basically pretty accurate representation. You always want to round up whenever you're measuring these like desks or chairs here, and you want to round down whenever you're measuring like walls. You definitely want to make sure like you account for like trim or anything that sticks out of the walls. Yep, it's definitely a cool, useful little tool to use. There's my simple little guide on how to plan out or plot out moving around your room or organizing your workspace or studio or bedroom or what have you. Hope y'all like it. Okay, so what is next? Well, I have to go ahead and mount some lighting here. I'll cut back when I finish the lighting.
1 hour later.
So lights, for the most part, are installed. Need to get that other guy in the corner going once I get everything moved around. Now what I'm doing is this top light, it's a little wobbly, so what I'm doing is I got this like steel picture wire, and I'm getting 3 pairs of it and braiding it together. Now, of course, the way you do that is you vice grip one end to one table, and then use a power drill to braid them together, like so. Let's go ahead and get on the other end real quick. So get it taut and tight. The goal is to get it nice and tight, because you don't want to have it too loose or it will kind of wrap around itself, create more trouble than it's worth. It's not really holding a huge weighted load. It's more just to put pressure on that so that beam will be more rigid. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and mount it onto our rig here. To do that, I just loosen it from the drill chuck. You want to hold it like right about here. And of course, all hell will try to break loose as soon as you try to do this. As you can tell, the cable's trying to twist on itself. It's never really a good thing. Oh. Bunch of pent-up energy there, let me tell you. Good thing I got these gloves on, or my hands would have been Swiss cheese. What I want to do, because it's going to go up against this, I'm going to go ahead and do it on this top threaded rod. So I'm just going to loop a zip tie like so. So let me tell you here, folks, if you're into any sort of a YouTube business here, definitely recommend going for a wide-angle lens. Pretty much this applies to most cameras. Like, I recommend starting off with like an 18 to 55. It'll fill most needs, but then when you have extra money to splurge on a lens, depending on what you do, you either want to get like a 100mm macro, or you want to go for a wide angle, which if you're doing like big projects like me in tight spaces, definitely recommend going with the wide angle first, because that's going to make all the difference when it comes to these vlog type shots and pretty much any sort of big scale project. As you can see, you get to see a lot of the room. Previously with the 18mm aperture, I'd have to like stick that camera way in the corner. Oh hey, my batteries are done charging. Sweet. I'm probably do it right here. That's perfect. So yeah, just some sort of weight. That'll give it some rigidity. I'm gonna put this power strip somewhere where it's not interfering. I'm going to just position this where I have this little carabiner clip on the sandbag. I'll just loop that around here. I want to make sure that's not gonna, that's gonna droop down a little bit, so I want to go a little higher actually. Just get that as tight and taut as possible. And my knotsmanship is probably pretty terrible. Oh, there you go. Night and day. It should be pretty stable. It's not gonna it's not gonna sag or droop too much. I think the only real weak points are this and this. So, it's pretty good. It'll do. Well, alright everybody, gonna be calling it a night here on the Studio Progress. Just got one more light to hang up and I gotta move that drawer somewhere. Filing cabinet's gotta go back in the office area. I wanna thank you all for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. Consider subscribing and check out some of these other videos here coming up on either side. I don't know, I forget which one. I always get it mixed up. And have a great day.